just a scratch to get another upgrade. Is someone there? Excuse me, you creep! Yeah, I know it's time for our stranger conquest, guys, but this is a little stranger if you ask me. Okay, how about you go ahead, step outside, get those little peepers out of here, stop creeping on me, and I'll be back after I finish this song, okay? Okay, jeez. Freak.
Welcome back, all you beautiful ladies and gentlemen, and all you creepy-looking plagueis people lurking in the shadows that can't give someone a little privacy when they're having a little bath time. Welcome to today's Stranger Conquest Guide. Now, let me tell you, this is us all year in Galaxy. Time to wake up, because now we got a serious conquest that we gotta be grinding away to wrap up 2025. In case you didn't see the kit reveal, there's a card right over here. Don't be shy. Just click it. This is going to be an insane booster for Star Killer. And as we were told, there's more on the horizon. Well, here's the thing. Is this going to be a conquest that's going to be accessible to all you beautiful people out there? Well, there's one thing that can determine the haves and haves not. Let's get to it. This is one of the most hyped things Raid Shadow Legends has done. As you guys know, I've been playing Raid Shadow Legends Hardcore for a year, collected a bunch of champions, but today, I really mean it, that this is the best time to join Raid Shadow Legends. A big thank you to Raid Shadow Legends for sponsoring today's video, and a special thanks to Paramount as well, because Paramount is partnering with Raid Shadow Legends. They're doing the craziest crossover of all time. They are bringing Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle game, and they're even giving away some of these champions for FREE free, baby! Between August 21st and November 13th, you'll be able to get Michelangelo completely free. All you need to do is just log in 7 days, not even consecutively, and you'll get this guy for free. Donatello is going to be the fusion champion. And then they're going to have summoning events to get the others. Leonardo, Raphael, April, Shredder through limited time events. And you'll be able to fight Shredder as well in a limited time event dungeon to get a new exclusive gear. Use my link down below, scan the QR code, and you'll get for free 4 champions. With these 4 champions, free Michelangelo, and using one of these promo codes in the first 48 hours as a new player, you are going to have an insanely explosive start in this game. Listen, I'm going to keep this nice, easy, and simple for you guys. The TLDW. If your pirates aren't in a good spot, you might be out of red crate territory, but I do think this is going to be very manageable for people to gold crate. Meaning you might not unlock him day one come January 2026 whenever his conquest ends, but you'll be able to unlock it pretty shortly after during the next conquest cycle. Let's just get the basics out of the way here. Let's go ahead and pull up the global feats just so you can see what we're talking about here. If you're going for red crate, you can skip a total of 34 key cards. And if you're going for gold crate, the golden standard of conquest, hard mode, of course. If you're not doing hard mode, well, you're not getting Khmer anytime soon. You can skip 134 key cards, a much bigger budget to work with. Now, data discs, before we do all this other stuff, your success in conquest comes down to your will to play conquest and your data discs and your roster. Now, we don't 100% know what data discs are going to be in this cycle, but if you see things like, for example, ability exhaust, the weak spot has been clutched, things like thermal exhaust, caustic emissions, those are usually the GOATs when it comes to conquest. But just be able to adapt, be able to go all matrix in there when all these data discs start pulling up. But enough screwing around, we got to actually talk about the feats themselves. So let's start off with the global feats. Here are your global feats, baby! You need to defeat 250 enemies in the golden path. Win 20 battles with at least 4 dark side clone troopers in your squad. Attempt to inflict evasion down 80 times. Win 20 battles with a full squad of Galactic Republic. Evade at least 200 attacks and battles you've won. Then you have to use booming voice 60 times. Gain profit 100 times. And complete a battle with deployable cooling systems active. Here is gonna be your number one problemo, people. It's kinda tough getting profit without the new Maz Kanata and without Pirate King Hondo Onaka. But here's the thing. If you don't do this, chances are you're going to have a hard time in Sector 5 when you require full pirates, as we're going to discuss here. But this profit can still be manageable if you have the OG who had profit, Newt Gunray. And as we're going to talk about in Sector 1, that's probably going to be your best bet. But if you're someone that does not have any pirates and your separatist slash Newt Gunray are garbanzo beans, you're out, baby. Red crate's basically going to be unobtainable. But I think this is going to be manageable, mildly annoying, but I think it's going to be possible. Anyways, the rest is very straightforward here. 4 dark side clones. We only have 4 dark side clones. Whereas previous Conquest, there is a lot of similarities with the last Conquest, but this time they're up in the ante for some things. Whereas before you only need 3, now you need 4. So hopefully you guys have been on top of that dark side clone grind. Pretty much like one of the best things that happened this year. Evasion down 80 times. Lots of ways of doing it, but I'm going to be real with you. Your MVP is going to be 3PO and Chewie. And of course, you have the Padawan Obi-Wan Omicron. That's going to carry you quite a long way on top of that. And you got some other stuff in between that you'll see a little bit in my guide here today. Galactic Republic, you guys can figure that out. Hey, you guys have a lot of Galactic Republic teams. There are going to be some things that I will suggest as we go throughout this Conquest guide, but there's plenty of things for you to pick from. Evade 200 times. This is probably something that's naturally going to happen as you make your progress. So you'll likely be throwing in things like Yoda, you know, for example, throwing out tons of foresight. So this is something you don't have to worry too much about. I think you'll make some decent progress without really paying attention too much. And then the profit, as we discussed, there's really only 2 good ways of getting profit: Maz, Hondo, and kind of a Thano. And then I think Newt Gunner's going to be your only other more accessible option. So with that said, now let's move on into Sector 1. Nah, I'm getting a little too pumped for this, man. Here are your Sector 1 feats, baby. Attempt to inflict stagger 60 times. Win 10 battles with a full squad of tanks. Win 10 battles of Brutus surviving. Attempt to inflict buff immunity 40 times. Win with kicks in your squad. Win with Jocasta Nu in your squad. Win with Tebow, TIE Fighter, Pilot, Qui-Gon Jinn, Royal Guard, and Jyn Erso. What? Yeah, and then also win with only Commander Luke Skywalker. So I should probably get ahead of this. For all those that weren't here in the golden days of Galaxy of Heroes, if you're playing now, you're playing during the dark times. Welcome to Galaxy of Heroes. What? We have something cool going on. This is the 10-year anniversary for Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. Listen, say what you will about Galaxy of Heroes. It's made it 10 years. Not a lot of games can do that. So here, clap it up. Enough clapping, people. And all these sectors are kind of celebrating some of the best raid teams from back when raids actually were good. So some of these might look weird, but they're kind of a shout out to some of the best lineups. Or Tebow, yes, Tebow. I hope Siege, when they're making these feats, are like, dang, our game was amazing back then. This is what made me fall in love with Galaxy Heroes. So some of these boss feats might throw you off, but generally you just need like maybe 1 or 2 good guys to carry you through. Did I even say this earlier? There's a link down below. If you want access to all these graphics, check it out. Hope it helps you. And if not, I'm sad to hear about that. Sector 1, baby. Here's what I got. So you're going to be able to use Padawan Obi-Wan in like everything out there. He does everything, especially for this sector. I think this is going to be the best sector, most efficient team if you have the Omicron. Queen Amidala's team, full Galactic Republic. Also on top of it, you got Buff Mutant and Anakin. Yoda's got the Foresight. Obi-Wan's going to get you the staggers, the buff immunities as well. It's the full package. But other things here, this is probably going to be the best sector if you're trying to do this free-to-play, no new pirates to max out on that profit on the global feat. This is probably the best sector to do it because you have Newt Gunray, but more importantly, B2 has the buff immunity, which is great for this sector. And then if you have Trench, you don't need him, but he helps with the extra stagger application. And as you guys know, when you drop the extortion, when the enemies get rid of it, your separatists gain profit. And I like Geonosian Brood on here because then you'll have 6 characters getting profit. So it's going to move that up a little bit. So this is probably the best way, best team, best sector to go get that profit free to play. So try not to skip the profit if you can, because you're likely going to need to skip out on other things. Now you have this is the usual stuff. Spamming tons of staggers out there. Now, of course, you can use it on other teams like the Obi-Wan Omicron here. But this, just have Mara Jade, Krennic, Stark, Scout Trooper. You'll be able to get like 5, 10, 15, 20, staggers every single time you use this team. So a lot of ways to go about it. That's just the quickest way to do it. Now, kind of odd. Generally, we have Feats that say don't use a tank in your squad. Well, they're asking for a full squad of tanks. Kind of odd. I highly recommend you use B2 Super Battle Droid to knock out that buff immunity stuff. Whatever you have in the tank department, here's like a Sith example, with Malik and Malgus carrying it. Or another good opportunity, Jedi Master Luke, basic has buff immunity on it. And if you keep calling Obi-Wan, Old Ben, to call for these, he has evasion down, helping again for the global feat down there. And you also have a lot of foresight spam from General Kenobi and Kanan. So got some options. Brutus surviving. You guys know the drill at this point. You could do your Jedi Master Luke, Wat Tambor, Brutus, maybe use a full pirate team, or whatever else it is. He just has to survive. So this should be something you don't skip. You're just going to have to find a way to cheese it, find an easy battle where he can survive. Easy peasy? I hope it's lemon squeezy. Let's move on, baby. Sector 2, we have 50 bonus turns, win 10 battles of Captain Silva and Vane, surviving. Attempt to inflict days 40 times, win with at least 10 battles without losing any units. And then the mini-boss, win with the full squad of Pirates, win with Jedi Master Windu in your squad, win only using Kyle Ren on the boss node, and also on the boss node, win with Darth Vader, Wampa, Grand Admiral Thrawn, BB-8 Commander Luke Skywalker. It breaks my heart how good the raids used to be back in the day. Happy 10-year anniversary. That makes me sad. Oh, anyways, here's what we got. For my suggestion. So, bonus turn spam. Again, we've seen this many times. If you're just looking for the quick, easiest, dirtiest way to get all that bonus turn out, Vader, anytime he uses Merciless Massacre, tons of bonus turns. Maul, anytime he does jazz hands, bonus turns. Wat Tambor always starts with the bonus turn. Han Solo always starts the battle with the bonus turn. Malik, when he hits those thresholds, he gets a bonus turn. And it's actually a pretty usable team. So best way of getting your bonus turns knocked out there. Now you also have, for example, this Lord Vader team. Now, of course, there's plenty of other ways to get days out there, as we're going to show. But if you have Lord Vader, pretty nice way of easily knocking out days and your dark side clones required for the global feat. But if you want to get really crazy, some other crazy combos you could do. You have General Anakin Skywalker lead, right? He's got days. Maul's got bonus turn. You have Captain Rex, or OG Rex, the original Rex, whatever, with Anakin to make sure you're maxing out on that leadership for Anakin. Then you have days on Old Man Rex, and then Wat Tambor has also got a bonus turn. So a lot of combo stuff going on there. And of course, I don't know why I keep listing this, but you guys know the drill. Jedi Master Luke, if you use him to lead, throw in Wat Tambor, you can throw Silvo and Vane behind him. Whoever else in the back, maybe Hermit Yoda, whatever the case might be, get the job done. Jedi Master Luke, let me tell you. He's going to be carrying, his back is going to hurt so hard when you're done with this conquest. Sector 3. 3 for me. One of the best deals out there. Shout out the Chili's. Here are your feats for Sector 3. Attempt to inflict disarm 15 times. Win with 10 battles with SM-33. Surviving. Attempt to inflict blind 80 times. Defeat 35 enemies with clone troopers. Win with Maz Kanata in your squad. Win with Balin Skull in your squad. And then win with Chief Chirpa, Emperor Palpatine, Royal Guard, Sunfac, and Stormtrooper Han. Oh, gosh. These were golden, man. And then win using only Savage Opress. Oh, man. I'm actually every time I read these feats that are supposed to shout out the old raids and some of the best teams we used back then, breaks my heart to see it like this. This is the golden Teams of Galaxy heroes. Anyways, let's get to the feats here. All right. You only have a few ways of getting disarm out there. If you want maybe a disarm spam, here you go. You can go ahead and maybe bring these two clones, both of the Rexes, right? They're both clones. All right, make some progress towards the clone kills. CX2's a clone, also has disarm. And then you have disarm on Chrysanthemum, as well as the new Bad Batch V2 Wrecker. So if you're trying to quickly get that disarm out there, that's one way of doing it. Another thing I would suggest, especially once you get the deployable cooling systems, you can just keep reducing cooldowns on all the disarm guys and just spam it a lot faster. So you got options out there. But basically, I would say at the minimum in 5 battles, even if you lose, again, you don't have to win to count progress towards disarm or things like blind. You just got to do it. So maybe 5 battles at most, you get the disarm out if you do it this way. Now, the most efficient way if you have Jabba, I swear this team is always in. Oh, it's always relative. It's always important. It's late when I'm making this video here. Don't ask me for words. Hut Cartel, you got blind on Jabba's little finger wave he does. Then you have disarm and evasion down on top of it on Kersantin's kit. Yay! Now also Dark Side Clone Troopers, good time to use this. You can use Tarkin, maybe use Lord Vader, whatever the case might be. CX2 gets you disarmed. So again, Dark Side Clones have been kind of the main theme for a lot of this year. So hopefully you have them up and running. I don't have them at 7 stars on my free-to-play account, but I have them at 6, 5 stars, and I'm able to use them because now we could drop those relics on them. Holla! Now, blind, evasion down, the GOAT of it all. 3PO and Chewie's got it all. Blind, we have the buff this spell. Evasion down on his basic. Super easy, barely an inconvenience. And if you really want to get cheesy with it, you could do Jabba the Hutt. Basically just like put the weapon tech or whatever, or maybe the tank tech, whatever you want on Jabba. And then just have Jabba just full auto basic. He'll just go ahead, spam out the blind. A lot of ways of going about that. And speaking of cheese, Gary, are you kidding me, man? You forgot to take this out. This is supposed to be SM33 cheese, but of course, Gary sucks. Tell me something I don't know. Drop an SM33. Watt 10 board Master Luke. You got it, baby. Boy, Master Luke, dude. Carrying since, I don't know, 1969. Yay! Happy anniversary, Galaxy viewers. Moving on, Sector 4. Here are your Sector 4 feats. Win 10 battles of Quiggold surviving. The Quiggoat himself. Gain evasion up 60 times. Win 10 battles with no tanks in your squad. Inflict at least 300 damage over time. Effects on enemies with an ability. And then the mini-boss. Win the battle with Pirate King Hondo Naka surviving. Win without using any tanks in your squad. And then the boss. This is a shout out to the AAT raid days. Commander Cody 5s. Echo, Clone Sergeant, and Princess Leia. Oh man, oh man, oh man. Good times. And also win with Finn, Poe, Resistance Pilot, Resistance Trooper, and R2-D2. Again, that's one of the raids where the GOAT, baby. All right. Let's go ahead and chit-chat about this one here. So your most efficient thing to use here? Well, guess what? It's going to be Commander Luke Skywalker again. Why? Don't ask why. Well, okay, fine, I'll answer. First and foremost, there's no tanks on the squad. Yay. Second thing, evasion up on here. Yay. Also, technically counts for the global feats. Forgot to put the little modifier in there to let you know. But if you haven't finished evasion down yet, you can knock it out here. So probably your most efficient way of going about this. Damage over time stuff. Dark Side Clones, Lord Vader, easy money, baby. Also, another opportunity here. Echo, Bad Batch Echo, has evasion up for the clones, and this also counts as full Galactic Republic, and this counts as no tanks on the squad, so kind of a 3-for-1 special with this General Anakin Skywalker and Echo out here. And if you're trying to get damage over time spams out there, listen, I don't think you're going to struggle with this. You guys know your damage over times. If you're trying to knock it out really quick, Vader, Sidious, Wat Tambor, Wampa, Candace, there's so many damage over time characters, you'll be able to knock that out fast. I always forget. I can't remember if the Tuskens work or don't work, but if they do work, it's a super easy way of knocking out damage over time. I can't remember if it didn't work, then it worked, or it worked, and then Siege's like, we don't want it to work. Anyways, it's worth checking out. You can probably knock it out. If you find like an Imperial Trooper team, Tuskens can knock out all the damage over time in like one battle. No kidding. And then, Quiggold surviving. Obviously, you could just try to solo with Quiggold, but if you're not that bold, again, if you don't have the full pirate team, Quiggold, Master Luke, Wat Tambor, carry hard, per usual. Now, last I checked, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's right. Let's go take a look at the Sector 5. Here are the Sector 5 feats, baby. We have win 10 battles of CX2 surviving. He's a survivor. He's a believer. Today down 6 times. Defense down 60 times. Win 10 battles with the full squad of Pirates. And then the mini boss. Win with using Asajj, Mother Talzin, Daka, Talia, Night Sister Zombie. Good back in the Sith raid days. Then also win using General Hux and Perimeter Kylo Ren, Unmasked, and Grand Admiral Thrawn. Back when SLKR was solo win that Sith raid, baby. And then win with Commander Luke Skywalker, Han Solo, Pow, Chirrut, Datura. Man, almost forgot about the Pow tricks that we had back in the day. And then win with Aura Singh, Enfys Nest, Embo, Dengar, and Greedo. Can we just have a moment of silence? See, they had the raid formula, and they just let it go, let it go. The raids aren't fun anymore. Let's chat about these feats. Yeah. Okay, so Sector 5. Wait, what? Commander Luke Skywalker again? Yeah, this guy, the most efficient thing you can do here. CLS has tenacity down, defense down on his kit. Awesome. Chewie, tenacity down on the basic, always going to be called for the assist pretty much. Evasion down on 3PO and Chewie, and then also if you need more, tenacity down on Old Man Rex. So yeah, this takes care of several things on his kit. So nothing that I would be too scared about here. Yeah. Anyways, moving on. CX2. Okay, Jedi Master Luke. I don't need to talk much more about that. Also, if you have CX2, if you happen to have a decent clone team, Tarkin, Lord Vader, another good opportunity to use them. Try to get a couple things locked in here. And this is where the problems come. These pirates. Now, by the time you get to Sector 5, the hope is maybe you have good data discs, right? Maybe you have good data discs, you have deployable cooling systems, something, the frenzy tech, something to help you push through. The good news is they don't all need to survive. The bad news is it might be tough to pull this off. Maybe a lot of you guys might have a good Hondo, a good Enfys Nest, a good Sana Stars. Maybe those three alone with good data discs can get the job done. I hope for the best for you guys, but I think for a lot of the situations out there, Maz Kanata, Hondo, the GL Hondo are obviously going to be the easy ways to get this done. So hopefully you're able to do this. I think this is going to be the biggest barrier of entry. That's 15 banners or tickets, burritos, whatever you want to call them. And if you don't have it, that takes away almost half your budget for red crates. So I want to believe with data this, especially if there's thermal detonators, the cost of emissions, and also the weak spot, Enfys Nest and Hondo and Sana might be good enough to carry if you find like a really easy node somewhere. And that's basically it, my friends. I want to make sure I provide one other thing, and something I'm saying for myself because I'm going to forget, especially if you're going to be doing a lot of Jedi Master Luke cheese and you have to keep whoever the weakling is surviving. Make sure you find a node that's basically a team that only has single fire damage. So think of, for example, a Phoenix team that does not have Sabine, for example. So that way you don't have to worry about AoEs from like a character like Sabine that would accidentally, well, let's not say accidentally, intentionally kill off someone like your CX2 or killing off the Quiggle. Big tip I always like to put out there to make sure you're maximizing these survive with these character feats that you might not have up and running. Now this is the part of video where we talk about what feats I would suggest on skipping. Now this is going to vary greatly depending on your roster. I like to use my free-to-play account as a metric for how hard I will go for this conquest, and maybe a lot of you guys can relate to my 7 million whatever GP account that I have here. I think I'm going to be out of red crate territory. Even if I manage to pull off the profit on the global feats that we have down here, my concern is I do not have any pirates built up whatsoever. I don't have Nest, I don't have Hondo, I don't have Sana. So for me, I'm already out just off of the Sector 5 feats, so that's not good. Also, other problems you might have if you don't have Jocasta Nu. That's 2 right there. Sucks. And now looking at, for example, Sector 2 here, I don't have Jedi Master Windu. That's another 2 right there. Sucks. What else do we have here? Sector 3. If you do not have Maz Kanata, well, that's 2. If you don't have Balin Skull, that's another 2 right there. So already we're at 23. Sector 4. I do not have Parking Hondo Naka. That's +3. Sad face. And then if we go all the way over to Sector 5, I do... Actually, I have most of these. It's just I'm going to do a lot of crazy carrying with some of these. But as you can see, if I did all of this right, assuming you do the profit in sector or in the global feats, and you don't have any of those very specific characters like Jocasta Nu, Maz, Pirate King Hondo, Balin, you could get red crate, but it all hinges on getting that profit. And it also hinges on, do you have a full squad of pirates that can carry to the finish line? My free-to-play, it's going to be tough. But I'm going to see what I can do with this first Conquest cycle for the Khmer the Stranger. Because although I'm definitely in gold crate territory for my free-to-play account, I want to get the Stranger right away, baby. So, people, don't be a stranger. Hit the like button. comment down below. Are you locked in for this cycle? And if not, hit the like button. And if you are, hit the like button. And until we meet again, always remember that it's great to be in the Empire today. Oh, it's great to be in the Empire today. The sun never sets.